Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and welcome to our post-run yoga stretch and mobility session. This is part 3 of our 3-part mini-series on yoga for runners. I'll link parts 1 and 2 in the description box below. Before we begin, I would love if you would show your support to the Yoga with Sophie channel by hitting the subscribe button. And when you're ready, let's start by laying down on the mat. All right, so now we're laying down. Just give the knees a hug into the chest. Feeling warm, feeling good after your run. Time to create some more length through the muscles and start to aid recovery. Getting you all ready for your next great run. So let's start by lowering the back leg, keeping the knee in towards the chest and just taking some hip circles. So circling out and then in and around. Just starting nice and gentle, seeing how the hips are feeling after your run. We can get tight through our hip flexors often. And then going the other way. So taking our body through some different ranges of movement than what we use when we run. All right. Now let's take a twist. So bring the knee across the body and maybe taking the front arm out and either keeping the head directly to the ceiling or bringing it to the front if that feels okay for your neck and your spine. Deep breaths, really bringing the heart rate down, bringing the energy down after your run. And enjoying that twist through the spine. Coming back through to center, let's take the other side, hugging the knee in, circling around, and then drawing it back in. Deep hip circles, really feeling into those hip joints. No, you don't want any pain. You just want to feel like you're really massaging the femur, so the hip bone in the joint. The femur, sorry, the leg bone in the joint. Circling around. And once again, taking our twist. So bringing the knee across the body. Taking the other arm out wide. Maybe turning the head to the back of the room if that feels okay for your upper spine. Deep breaths. Expanding through the rib cage as you breathe in. And then a rib cage draws back in as you exhale. And then coming back to center, let's take a hip bridge. So heels close to butt, feet hip width apart. So you just pretty much want to be able to touch your heels with your fingertips if you can. From here, inhale in neutral spine. And as you exhale, tuck the pelvis under, rolling up through the spine. And then you're in one long line from your knees all the way to your shoulders. Here, I want you to work through the backs of the legs and into the glutes. So a little bit of strengthening work for our glutes here, which we use a lot. We want to use a lot for running to really propel us forward. And then rolling down through the spine. Again, inhale, exhale to roll up. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, rolling back down, vertebra by vertebra, creating mobility through the spine. Let's take that again. Inhale and then exhale to roll. Inhale at the top and then exhale. We'll take one more. Inhale here, exhale, roll up. From here, walk the shoulders underneath you, then clasp the hands. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach the hands that are clasped for your heels and feel the strength through the upper body, so through the shoulders, and really open through the chest. We can often close off through the shoulders as we run, so let's really find a chest opener here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath in. Let's move the arms and then roll down through the spine as you exhale. Beautiful. Rolling over. Let's come to tabletop position. So finding your tabletop, we've got wrists directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. Belly is engaged here, so find your neutral spine, no dipping in. And then from here, we're going to thread the needle. So lifting the front arm high, and let's take the twist. So bring the hand through, side of the head comes down, side of the shoulder comes down if that's comfortable, and find that twist through the rib cage. Your sit bones are pressing equally to the wall behind you, so no twisting through the hips. Deep breaths here, enjoying that different movement than we use in running. And then coming back to center. Let's take the other side. So lifting the arm high, threading the hand through, bringing the side of the head and the side of the shoulder down if that feels comfortable. And once again, keeping the hips nice and square. Deep breaths, expansion through the lungs. Feeling good, feeling warm. Coming back to center. We're coming onto for a side bend. So coming up on the right hand and the right knee, pressing the left foot flat into the floor. Let's take the arm overhead, feeling the stretch all the way from the fingertips to the back heel. And then from here, if it feels good, let's cactus the arm. So opening through the chest, opening through the shoulder, circle it around. Let's take that once again. Finding length, so really reaching for the wall in front of you, and then cactus the arm if it feels good, opening through the chest, circling back around, hand comes down. Let's take the other side. Up on the left hand and the left knee, right foot pressing down, lifting the arm overhead, finding length here, really stretching long, and then cactus the arm, open the chest, open through the shoulder if it feels good. Circle the arm around. Let's take that once more. Length, and then open. Cactus the arm, lift the heart. Bring the hand down. Beautiful. From here, let's take extended puppy. So pretty much the same position that you're in, just stretching long. You might want to take the arms out a little bit and then sink the butt back, reaching the arms long. Keep this nice and active. So keeping strength through the arms, bringing the heart through, bringing the forehead to the mat, and feeling a stretch through the chest, the shoulders, and through the spine. Deep breaths here. Really calming down the nervous system. And then let's press up to our downward facing dog. Tucking the toes under, hips nice and high. And just from here, let's pedal through the feet. Really nice to get a calf stretch after running, because we tend to run more towards the ball of the feet, which can bring a little more tension into the calves. So just nice and slow. You might want to just take one side if that feels good. Maybe bend the knee so it comes more into the lower part of the calf here. And the other side. Maybe bending in again. And then from here, let's bring the right leg through. Come to our runner's lunge. So knee comes down, lifting the chest here. And maybe if it feels good, you might want to take the arms behind you just to really open through the chest a little more. Deep breaths. And then if it's for you, you're welcome to take a quad stretch. So reaching the opposite up around, taking the foot, left hand down on the mat, drawing the heel in towards the butt. If this is a little too much, just stay with the runner's lunge. Stretching through the hips, stretching through the quad. And then let's come to our hamstring stretch. So nice and gentle, hamstrings may be tight after your run. Foot flexed, bend this knee as much as you need. And then just feeling into the stretch in the hamstring. Deep breaths here. Really encouraging the muscles to lengthen, to relax, to stretch. That's it. Let's take the other side. All right, so left leg comes through, coming into your lunge. Pelvis in neutral spine, so you feel the stretch through the front of the hip, and maybe taking the arms overhead to really open through the chest at the same time. As I said, we can often close off through the upper body when we're running, so we really want to create that openness once again. And if it feels good, bringing in the quad stretch as well. Maybe turn this foot out a little to keep alignment, good alignment through the knee and the ankle, and then bring the heel towards the butt. Just finding that deep stretch through the front of the hip, into the quadricep muscle at the front of the thigh. And then pulling back, hamstring stretch. Bending this knee as much as you need, focusing the stretch into the belly of the hamstring. And then coming forward. One side may be a little tighter than the other. Our bodies are asymmetrical, so we're different on each side. And then let's just come to a seated pretzel stretch. So we'll take the left foot over the top, cross it over the thigh, bring the hands behind you for support, and whether you're here, that's great, or if you can come in a little more, it's all about the stretch you feel through the glutes and into the hips. Maybe just take a gentle rock side to side, just finding where that stretch feels good for you. All right, and the other side. Right foot comes over. Trying not to sink into the lower back here. You want to really lift through the lower back, lift the chest. Even if that means you're a little bit further away from the leg, you really want to create length through the spine rather than collapsing down. It's better for the body to have good alignment. All right, then let's just come to sitting. If you've got extra time for relaxing and stretching, please take it. Otherwise, let's just take a moment, feel the earth supporting you, hands are resting lightly on the thighs, bring breadth across the collarbones for beautiful posture and length all the way from your tailbone, all the way up your spine and pressing through the crown of your head. I hope you enjoyed this post-run yoga stretch and are now feeling warm, relaxed, and ready to recover for your next great run. Have a beautiful rest of the day, friends. Goodbye. And if you'd like more classes like these, like this video and share it with your friends, leave me a comment and subscribe to the Yoga with Sophie channel.